Hello, my Aloha tribe, and welcome to the Aloha Perspective. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. I forgot to change my glasses. I know, not like it's a big deal, right? But I feel like these are the perspective glasses. That's right. It's like putting on the doctor's coat. But, anyways. Oh, happy Wednesday. I'm going to just run through some of these. Good morning, older sibling. Just going to run through some of these before we jump right in. I'm going to do things a little bit differently on the perspective today. It is Self-Care Wednesday. We're going to be doing a card pull from the Sacred Cycles. Good morning, baby sibling. We're going to be doing a card pull from the Sacred Cycles deck that I just got Monday in my Goddess box. And I know it might seem like it's a woman thing, but even if you're a guy, however you identify, I think it's good to stay on because I pulled some cards for myself actually on Monday, and the cards are really kind of not specific to anybody in general, just more like situational, and how you can heal things and how you can move past things. Good morning, Eileen. But one of the things I'm going to do differently is last Wednesday turned into a crazy ride, but it also triggered me and it sparked a bit of a healing thing for me, and it took me several days to blog about it until finally I just wrote in my journal, and then poof, it all just kind of came out. So that's what's gonna be a little bit different. I'm going to actually read that blog post because I only posted it to my website. I didn't post it anywhere else. I was a little nervous about it, and maybe I will after today. I'll be a little bit more apt to share it. But I wasn't a few days ago. It's still something I'm trying to process and work through, and I don't normally revisit subjects right away when it comes to the perspective, but I feel like a part 2 is kind of necessary for this one. So before we start though, let's just do some card pulls. The world is lucky to have you, alright? So if you're seeing this card, pass it on, because the world is lucky to have you. Alright? And it is. It is. You are no longer a servant to that which weighs you down. You are free. Master gave Dobby a sock. Oh no, Master gave Dobby clothing. Which, in the Harry Potter books, set Dobby free. Okay, so courtesy of Harry Potter. But you're no longer a servant to that which weighs you down. Alright? And this feels kind of fitting for today, especially after I read what I'm going to read. So, embrace your weirdness. Always. Always embrace your weirdness. It's what makes you unique and exciting and fun. It isn't always about winning or losing, but how you play the game. So true. So true. Platform 9 3/4. Oh, all these cards are really kind of fitting with, what is happening in this blog that I'm going to read today. You have to trust that what you are running at will see you through to the other side. I ran out this subject full force, and sorry, I left my door open, so there are cats. I have one cat that is just, I don't know. Anyways, sorry, I think I'm getting nervous and I'm procrastinating now. But baby sibling, if you're still on, happy hump day! Hump day, hump day, hump day. Hi Pixel. There's Pixel. She's so cute. But yeah, these all really kind of fit in their own way. And especially this one, you have to trust that what you're running at will see you through to the other side. And I'm sorry. I just got a text, but I didn't get to read it. She was waiting. I didn't see your text. Sorry. I know. Sorry. Baby sibling texted me, and I'm not sure she wanted me to see the message, but I missed it because I was looking down at the cat. You have to trust that what you're running at will see you to the other side. I am going to run at this then. I'm going to run at this blog like it is. Like it is the wall to get me through to platform 9 3/4. At first, though, I'm going to pull these cards so that whatever we come up with after will just kind of be the thing, Let's see what we can get through here. Come on. There's one. There's two. No, we're not doing that many. I probably should have put those to the side. But, maybe those are the cards we're not supposed to use. Alright, there we go. There we go. So I pulled 3. We'll see how that goes. But, alright, are you ready? Let's get going. So I have to actually read it off of my computer, so I hope you guys don't mind. I know, look. I don't know if anyone can see the rabbit in the back, but my friend painted that picture, and I absolutely love him. He's just so adorable. Oh, she hearted my text. Okay, phew. Alright, so I'm sorry, I don't mean to stall, but, you know, it's easy for me to talk to you guys, it's easy for me to share experiences, but I am reading this word for word, and, you know, mistakes aside, I don't know if there are or not. I was so nervous about posting it, I just posted it, I didn't even look. So, but I know I'm procrastinating, because this is really, really wearing my heart on my sleeve. So anyways, let's go. Alright, I titled it, Let's Talk Sex. Every Wednesday on the Aloha Perspective Live, it is Self-Care Wednesday. It has become customary for me to start each Monday through Friday live session with a card pull to pass the time while I wait for people to join the live show. This last Wednesday, I thought it would be fun to open with a card pull from the Self-Care Ritual deck before we got to the day's subject. What I wasn't expecting was card number 3 of 5, sex. The card is a picture of a presumably woman's, I don't want to judge, but a presumably woman's lower half wearing what looks like lace-type panties and a hand just on her upper right cheek. I could feel my face change, and it is possible I even blushed. Then I giggled. This isn't the typical behavior of an adult female. Honestly, what is? But, and it turned out that the entire live went from shy to fun, but when I'm nervous, I giggle, and then I start to make jokes. It's a defense mechanism, and honestly not a bad one to have since I'm apparently funny. I'm adding levity there, but my mind was running a mile a minute, now pelting me with question after question. What do I say? How much do I share? What is too much information? But what if it helps someone? Should I just end this live now? That was actually a thought. Do I keep talking? Can I even change the subject at this point? Because we keep coming back to this subject. It was intimidating. I also couldn't understand what the big deal was. In one moment, I had completely stigmatized the topic of sex, which is what I don't want to do. I like to be open-minded, and I like to think I am open-minded. I mean, these are conversations I've had with friends, and to be honest, most of the people that pop onto the live right now are people I know personally and have talked about these things with, but something felt different. It felt like I was talking to more than just them. I don't know who sees these videos later on YouTube, and I immediately became embarrassed by the fact that I was now giggling about this topic. But OT, you can go back and see it. It's on YouTube. It's definitely a fun watch. So many emotions and no way to escape because I had yet to talk about the self-care topic at hand. This was just from the card pull, but then it all started to come together. I did my best to gather myself, my emotions, and my giggles and move forward. The subject had to do with letting go of shame and guilt, letting go of self-condemnation, and embracing a new mindset in this new year. I mean, after all, at the end of 2021, I had come full circle on a personal journey I had been on, but when I thought about it, I don't think I ever truly faced the subject of sex. It was taboo and yet not taboo to me. There was an imbalance in my thinking when it came to the subject, so I tried to blog about it, but nothing happened. Draft after draft, still nothing. Then I decided to journal. Handwriting in the floof book, that's the notebook, was sure to help, and it did. I opened like a dam that needed relief from the rushing waters, and now I share it with you. This is what I wrote in the floof journal. My feelings, raw and honest. All right, here we go. I'm sorry. I know. I'm right in the... This is why I wanted to read this, because I thought it would flow better. But this is what I wrote in the floof journal. My feelings, raw and honest. I hate my body. There, I have said it. But I don't know if I hate my body because I am plus sized or because it was used against my will and then later objectified. The line, I dislike and distrust my body, keeps looping through my mind, and it hurts because I want so much to love my body. I personally admire the human body and all its shapes and sizes. It is such a magnificent vessel, but perhaps that admiration comes from the lack of personal admiration. When it came to sex in my relationships, it felt very one-sided, like I was involved but merely there for their gratification. In retrospect, however, that is just as much my fault as theirs, or maybe it was all my fault? I don't know. During my trauma years, when bad things were happening to me, I disappeared, and it's very possible that I did that very same thing in my intimate relationships. Truthfully, I don't remember. I repressed it, like I repressed so many other things. The only sexual experience I remember was with one man I dated for a short time who took his time with me during our first and only time. He was gentle, attentive, kind. He involved me in this and didn't just make me feel like an object to be utilized for his satisfaction. He made me feel desirable, not objectified. My intention is not to put down my other boyfriends, of which I did not have many, but I also don't consider myself a casual sex kind of person, but that could be because I used to equate sex with being loved. It's been quite some time since my last relationship, and I know I have healed my past and my mind, but as a single woman I have not put myself out there for fear of rejection. I could say it is because I am plus size, but I also think it is nerves. My mind and mindset have been rebooted, and my views on sex much different than when I last was with someone, but apparently there is still a disconnect. In my early adventures of self-exploration, I found that I had to fight my mind even though I was by myself. I still wanted to disappear because the shame and guilt of my body reacting the way it did seemed wrong, shameful, and secretive. But as my mind healed, my mindset healed, and I began to replace the negative thoughts with positive ones. It wasn't my fault. I have no reason to be ashamed, etc. Sometimes I think my body holds my weight because I'm afraid, and I use it as a shield of protection, because there is a part of me that is worried about letting down the next person I am intimate with. I don't feel as experienced as I should be, because during those earlier years, I was a very different person with a very skewed view of sex or how I deserve to be treated during it. The shame came from years of repressed memories surfacing during those moments of intimacy or straight up carnal acts of passion. And I admit, I disappeared. I did what I trained myself to do to make it through being violated. I disappeared. I went into my head and let my mind wander. It's how I kept myself safe and how I removed myself from the pain and shame and guilt that was being pressed upon me. But it stunted me emotionally too when it came to sex, which is why I think the giggles come. I have a shelf full of different giggles that I choose from, but the nervous giggles come from a place of, oh God, can they see through me? Can they see my secret? But my truth is out there. Only problem is someone needs to tell my brain that. I think the giggles come from my live. I think the giggles from my live also came from the fact that I have never truly had a genuine sexual experience. Or maybe it's because I do feel like I have that virgin mindset again. Wondering what it will be like, wanting to know, too afraid to let it happen, hoping to find the right person to lead me on that adventure. It sounds very immature, very young in thinking, but my brain isn't wired the way it used to be. It has been reconfigured, recalibrated to a more normal brain. It's not really that normal, but in stuff like this. It's weird talking about this now, but I know that card came up for a reason. It was opening a door that I had not truly walked through yet, and I think this is why I'm sharing this, because I know I'm not alone in this feeling, even though it feels incredibly lonely talking about this. I am curious as to what true intimacy in all its many facets is like without the cloud of former trauma hanging over my head or haunting my thoughts during the actual act of sex. But I do know that this is some sort of cathartic healing, something I have needed but have always been unable to process until now. Excuse me one moment. Sorry. So that's what I wrote in the book. Okay, this is the rest of the blog. There are going to be times in life when you are continually pushed in a direction you may not feel ready to explore, but that your heart is telling you that you are ready for. This is one of those things for me. I had come full circle on my healing and in turning my mind around to embrace more positivity, but there was still the nagging feeling of unfinished business, and I believed this was it. This was the door that I had purposely locked and kept locked. But now I'm ready to open it to help me understand myself better and to allow myself that last bit of healing that has been much needed and pushed aside for far too long. I share this story because this is my raw honesty. This is healing in its truest form for me, but I don't share it for anything more than wanting to help someone. I know some might feel sorry for me or maybe uncomfortable reading this or perhaps roll their eyes at me. And while I can't stop the latter, people will be People will be people. For the former, please don't feel sorry for me. There was a time in my life when I felt alone in my trauma. I felt like I was sitting on an island of shame, pain, and guilt that belongs solely to me. But sadly, I'm not alone, and I know there are others out there who need to see someone else's story to heal, or maybe even understand their own. It's like a meme I saw recently quoting Brené Brown. One day you will tell your story of how you've overcome what you are going through. One day you will tell your story of how you've overcome what you're going through now, and it will become part of someone else's survival guide. How true those words are for me, and how I have utilized other stories as my own survival guide. But I want to learn how to thrive now so I can live my life. As I think back on that card, I understand why it is in the self-care ritual deck. It could have a variation of definitions for everyone who pulls that particular card for themselves, but for me it was healing. It was being given the validation and the courage to open doors I hadn't wanted to open since my childhood. The powers that be selected that card because they knew I was ready to take on this challenge, and while it may have taken me several days to finally write about it, I know I'm better for it, and I know it was the right time. Self-Love December gave me the tools to handle something like this, and in quite possibly the shortest time I have ever dealt with something, but I healed it, and I guess I just needed to see where it goes from here. If you find a locked door in your mind or your heart, open it. You have the key, and you have the strength to heal it, even if you feel like you don't. When that door appears, it is telling you that it is time. It might be scary, it might even be painful, but basking in that light at the end of the tunnel will be the warmest sensation you will ever feel, and every other amazing feeling will be that extra bonus that you get when you have finally figured out how to heal your trauma. So, almost lost it a few times there, but I didn't, so yay me. Anyway, so that was that. I'm not sure if I lost some people on that one, but yeah, there's not much more I can add to that. Thank you, first of all, for letting me share that and for kind of giving me the courage to see through that. But it's a difficult subject for a lot of people. You know, we make jokes about sex. You know, some people just openly talk about it like it's not a big deal, and it really shouldn't be. It is an act it's an intimate act for some people, or it's just a passionate act, whatever it is, you know, even if you're just by yourself. Yeah, sorry, my mind is wandering now. And this is what happens. See, I mean, it's not even in the act. It's also talking about it. My mind starts to wander. And I think that's too where the giggles sometimes come from. Yeah, it is kind of human nature. Well, yeah, it's human nature at its core, really. I mean, you know, depending on what your beliefs are, the human bodies were made to procreate and have babies, right? Well, you can't do that without, you know, but I think there's more to it. You know, it should be enjoyable. It should be pleasurable. It should be something you're not afraid of. Something that you don't stigmatize when it gets talked about, or, you know, I mean, sometimes you do giggle because it's just, that's what happens. That part is human nature too. But I guess for me, it was just something I didn't want to deal with. You know, I was told a long time ago that once I heal my trauma, you know, this shield that I wear personally on my body will disappear. Now, that's not a knock on anybody who's plus size. I want to make that a point now. Okay, just for me, I need to get healthy for my heart. I mean, my heart's running great, and I want to make sure she keeps running great. It used to be a vanity thing. And I think part of the reason I put it in that blog is because a lot of people make you feel stigmatized that if you don't have the perfect body, you're going to be single forever. And, you know, the sad thing is that is a truth with some people. You know, they won't give you a second glance because you don't fit their type. You know, and I think that's sad, because I think how many people are you missing out on because you don't fit the type or they don't fit the type? You know, it really starts with what's on the inside. I mean, yeah, it doesn't hurt to see the outside, but what keeps things going, what keeps things pushing on is what's on the inside and what you choose not to settle for. So I don't care what shape or size you are out there. Just put yourself out there. Show yourself. Let yourself be loved, because the person who is going to love you will find you. Okay? That which is meant to be yours will not pass you by. All right, that's from Florence Scovel Shinn. I paraphrase that because I cannot remember it exactly word for word, but that is that which is divinely meant for you will not pass you by. Okay? And it doesn't matter what you think you look like. Just stay open to it. Stay open to it. Okay? If it's a trauma you need to heal, stay open to it and heal it. Because that's how we move forward. That's how we heal ourselves. Writing in the floof book, it was funny because I do really well typing. A lot of times I will type my journaling out. But the floof book, that's the healing. It's the trauma healing book. It's this book right here that I created when my dad was in the hospital. But Operation Feral Floof. So it's the off book. But I put on here Shelley Marie's Guide to Understanding the Part of Herself that is Lost in the Shadows. And how we can heal that feral fluff of floof for the greatest and highest good for her. So yeah, I'm third person there, but still. I think you get the point. It also says forgiveness. I have resentment and shame crossed out on there. There's little flowers and hearts. It looks like something you would do in high school. A little kite that says, I got this. Just send me off with a metallic Sharpie and I'm gone, and I'm off to the races with drawing. And actually, it looks like I wrote something here. Our wounds are often the openings into the best parts of ourselves. Healing does not mean the damage never existed. It means the damage no longer controls our lives. I'm a very profound person sometimes. Look at me. Who knew? But besides those watching, live right now. So anyways, let's just get to the cards. Thank you for letting me share that. I totally get it, T, now what you meant, that there will be a lot more fun lives. And, it was fun. It was fun in the long run. But I think my semi-indifference to it is what kind of prompted that whole blog to be written. And it's like I said, I know it might seem very personal to some people, and it is, because there's a lot in the floof book that no one will ever see. That is something that's going to be locked away because it's my healing. But there was a time when excuse me, take a sip of water. There was a time when I felt alone, when I felt like there should have been some kind of door opening that I couldn't see, that I didn't understand, that, and then I found this community of people very similar, with traumas that happened to them, like happened to me. And, hi Lily. Sorry, there's the other one. But, I think when it comes down to it, I know that, I'm just going to go back to where this whole, what used to be the vibe started and is now the perspective. It started because I used to just blog all the time. But baby sibling actually told me, she's like, well, not everybody reads. So she's like, maybe you should vlog too. And I'm like, well, nobody needs to hear what I have to say. I said, nobody wants to hear what I have to say. She's like, there are a lot of people who are going to need to hear what you have to say. And so a lot of this is because of her. A lot of this is because, she was going through her own pain. She was going through her own trauma. And, of what she had just went through. And she was doing a lot of videos on being a young widow, a young mom of 2 kids and being a widow. And, for her to just say that, for all that she was going through, because, I just felt like, I know we're not supposed to compare journeys, but I just felt like mine, when I see what happened to her, was like, what, I have no problems. I have no problems. They're just problems I keep creating. But part of that was because I needed to heal. And in some way, also doing these perspectives in the morning and doing these live shows has really kind of helped me heal a lot because a lot has come up. It's like talking with good friends, no matter how many people are watching this across the board, even on the lives. But she wasn't wrong, because I get feedback, not a lot, but I get a lot of feedback. I get a lot of people telling me thank you. You know, it's people I don't realize watch later on these things and tell me these. Hi, girl. So, you know, it's Lily. But I don't know if you can hear her. She's so cute. She got the tiniest meow. But I don't know. I guess I took the long way around on that. I share because I want to help. I want to help people, and that's my goal. I know how shitty I felt for decades. And that doesn't mean, you know, it's like I try to reiterate this because I don't want people to think, oh, well, if I share it with someone, I'm going to have to share it with the world. You don't have to share it with the world. That is a conscious choice that I made for myself, with a little bit of pushing from baby sibling, because I think I really wanted to. I think I wanted people to know my story, to help heal their own, to help face their own. Because I'll tell you, if I went back in time just 4 years, even just 2 years, and I told myself from 2020, oh God, let's just go back 3 years. And I told myself from 2019, everything's going to be okay. You know, but boy, you're going to be sharing a lot. You're going to open yourself up. You're going to do things that you never thought you were going to do. I would probably just laugh at me and roll my eyes like, yeah, no, that's not happening, because I don't like being in front of the camera. And, yeah. And to kind of come completely full circle now on everything that I needed to heal, is, oh, my face is getting itchy, so I know. It's like validation. Thank you, T. I appreciate that. I do. It's funny, because when I tell people that it takes courage and bravery to do what they do when they share, you know, when people tell me the same thing, it's like, oh, no. But you know what? I guess it does. I don't know. I guess it does in some way. And I appreciate the compliment. And I take it. I have to be better at taking compliments. I am terrible at taking compliments. That is a self-care trait. All right. When someone pays you a compliment, say thank you. You don't have to reply with another compliment back. Okay. They know how you feel about them, because chances are you've given them compliments before. Just say thank you. I mean, if you want to, you can reply with a compliment back, but every so often try to just say thank you, you know, without anything else, and let it grow in you. Let it feel good inside of you. Okay. Let it be like a mental orgasm. All right. So let's get to these cards. Waning Gibbous Moon. Oh, I had this one the other night. The Waning Gibbous Moon. All right. Oh, no, I didn't have that one. I had a different one. Number 5. This is new, so I have no idea about most of the cards in this book. Oh, all right. This is why I shuffled this deck before I read what I just read, because I wanted to see what cards were going to come up, because a lot of times when I pull these cards, I also think some of them are actually meant for me. I am ready to let go. Ta-da! The Waning Gibbous Moon. I am ready to let go. When the moon is waning, it's so, just to kind of make you understand the cycles of the moon, for those that are new here. A full moon. Okay, you have your full moon. Full moon's coming up. In fact, maybe watch the moon cycles. The full moon is coming up next Monday. Okay? Now, leading up to the full moon, it's a waxing. Okay? And the reason I'm saying that is because the day before the actual date of the full moon and the day after are going to be, you know, really kind of your fullest moons. Like the day before, right between the day before and the day of, it's going to be at its brightest. And by the third day of the full moon, you know, like the day before, day of, day after, you'll start to see the little dark slivers cutting down the moon. Okay? That's when the moon is waning. So the moon is heading towards a new moon. And a waning moon, going from a full moon, it's time to let go, because you're heading back to the dark. You know, you're heading back to like 0. All right. And then when you hit the new moon, when the moon is completely dark, and you start heading from the new moon towards The full moon, that's a waxing moon. And that's when you set your intentions. That's what you set your goals and the things that you want. Or depending on what your beliefs are, your wishes, the things that you would like to bring into your life. And then you focus on it. They're usually two-week cycles, give or take a few days in either direction. But, we're also heading into retrograde. So I'm warning you guys now. I think retrograde starts on Friday or Saturday. But, so be careful with that too. Retrograde is going to be, it's actually perfect, the timing of retrograde right now, because it is also about healing things. It's about letting things come up and out. Retrograde can sometimes be a shit show, but it is dependent on how you go in thinking about it. You can go in thinking, oh my God, I'm in for a crappy 21 days, or I'm going to use this time to move forward and to just kind of let the things go that no longer serve my life, no longer serve my purpose. And if you can see here, when it says waning gibbous moon, you can see that it's not a complete circle. Okay. So I love this though. I am ready to let go. I am ready to let go. The waning gibbous moon calls you to begin the process of letting go. The vision that you are calling in for your soul's next iteration of growth is so expansive that space must be made for it. Creating that space begins with releasing. You may have old habits based on outdated patterns, beliefs, or ways of being. Often these habits have served you, even if their sole purpose was to keep you feeling safe. It's like this card knows me. And have undoubtedly been essentially on your journey. Let me read that again since I cut that off. Often these habits have served you, even if their sole purpose was to keep you feeling safe, and have undoubtedly been essential on your journey. The invitation now is to thank them for their service and send them on their way. If you were unsure about what need to be released, let me try to say, I do not know what's wrong with my reading right now. If you are unsure about what needs to be released, your inner voice will tell you. You can begin this process by simply getting quiet and asking yourself what you are ready to let go of. Just like the waning gibbous moon, you are headed toward a time of inward contemplation to help call in further clarity. And there's some journal prompts on these. What pattern, relationship, belief, or habit can I release to make space for my evolution? Just let go of the bad habits. Yesterday I went to the beach for birthday day number 2. And I had headphones with me, and then I thought, why would I need headphones? I just want to listen to the water, to the waves. I mean, just the ocean just crashing right in front of me. And the waves were pretty good out there yesterday. I mean, not surfing type waves, but enough to make that loud, cleansing feeling sound, right? I dipped my toes in, got the bottom of my dress wet, and just felt that release. And then when I was talking to older sibling on the way home, I gave her a ring on my way home. And she asked me how it was. And I was like, it's really great. But I said, the weird thing is I closed my eyes for about 20 minutes. Because I said, I closed my eyes because I was just like, you know what? With the sound of the waves and the sea breeze, just take away whatever is left. All this, the negative energy from me. Just help me release what no longer serves me. And I told her that it felt like I lost 20 minutes of my life. And when she asked me what I meant, I'm all like, I was thinking back on it because it didn't dawn on me until then. I don't remember the last 20 minutes I was at the beach. I remember getting packed up to go back to the car, but I don't remember anything else. And my eyes were only closed for a moment. The rest of me, I was just pretty much staring out into the ocean. And I feel like maybe that was the moment where it just happened. Where it just poofed off. Because the rest of the day, I felt really good. This morning, I felt really good. And the first thought I had this morning wasn't, how long is this good feeling going to last? It was, how can I make this good feeling last? Because I finally think I let go of that negative mindset. I let go of waiting for the other shoe to drop. Okay? If you're worried about another shoe to drop, just walk around barefoot. Okay? Because, not literally, but figuratively. But, there's so much that we hold on to because it feels so personal, because it feels so, I don't know, like it's just so ingrained in us. It's just such a part of us, and that it did keep us safe. I mean, this first card is just blowing my mind because it is everything that I just talked about, and all the way down to let go, even if their sole purpose was to keep you feeling safe. Sometimes you just have to take that chance. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. Okay, so the next card, Mother. I know my face was itchy. I wonder if that was my mother. I love myself unconditionally. That is the perfect card because mothers, well, and fathers, they always say mothers, but mothers and fathers love their children unconditionally. So Teasel, you know how I feel about Wednesdays, so I strive to have a positive outlook as soon as I get up. No, I'm tired. No, I don't want to. I know. And it's hard. I think every day we should really kind of have a positive outlook, because you never know how the day's going to turn out. But give yourself that leg up. Give yourself that leg up that says, hey, you know what? I saw a great affirmation yesterday. I have no worries. All is well. Actually, here it is. I have no worries, all is well. I choose love, respect, and kindness, and I am a powerful manifester. Now, I actually changed one of the words to I have no worries, all is well. I radiate with love, respect, and kindness. And I am a powerful manifester. So, I know, let's see what I can manifest into my life. But yeah, I have no worries and all is well. Do you have worries? Probably. Do you have things that are bothering you? Probably. But worries are generally things that we can fix. They're usually something that we can take care of and it's gone. So why hang on to the worry? I can't change what happened to me as a child. And when people ask me and say, God, if you could go back, would you change it? I would say no. I didn't like it. But it's put me right where I am, right here. And I know personally that I'm helping a lot of people out there, and my goal is just to help one person. So I'm grateful that it's been more than one person that I've helped. And I don't even know about the people I don't know, if it's helping them or not. Maybe it's just making them roll their eyes. Maybe they think, oh God, she's stupid. But a lot of times when I have come to a conclusion about something I have said or thought, I realize a lot of times it's because I'm just kind of trying to shut that door again because I don't want to open it. Like yesterday when Sibling was talking about it is what it is. That used to fucking drive me nuts. I hated that term, just like when somebody would turn around and tell me, just calm down. But both of them don't bother me anymore. Well, maybe calm down does a little, but I think it's the tone. But, it's like, don't rile me up and then tell me to calm down. But when Sibling says it to me, I'm sorry, I'm pointing across the way to her room, down the hallway to her room. But, when she says it to me, it never bothered me. When Sissy did, that was another story. But it is what it is just drove me nuts because it didn't feel like it is what it is. I was constantly trying to make a big deal out of something that didn't exist anymore. And I don't want to do that anymore. We shouldn't be doing that anymore. Like I said, if you have worries can be handled and taken care of. If you're a parent, you're always going to worry about your kid. My mom and I had a very, very tumultuous relationship during my teens, like I think most parents do. And I will tell you, when I was 19 years old, we had the biggest fight we ever had in my life. Ever. In our life. And, it's because I was trying to grow up and she was trying to keep me a child. And I don't think I saw it as anything but that. But it turns out she just wanted what was best for me. But I was so busy trying to be my own person and really what a lot of it was, I was trying to figure out who I was because I had all that trauma. I mean, it was going unchecked. So I had no idea who I was. I self-harmed for a while, which I don't think I've ever shared until now. Oops. But, and it wasn't cutting or anything. I used to bang my fist really hard on the bathroom sink until one day it caught the bone right here. And the pain felt it was so painful that it felt good, because if I could feel something. I do not suggest that. Self-harm is terrible, because it is not the way to heal yourself. But there are people out there who do that. And older sibling and I were talking about it the other day, and I didn't realize it was something I did. And I didn't even realize that it had a term to it. But her and I had this one huge fight. And I told her, I said, well, I just don't understand why you can't just, treat me like an adult. And she said something to me which would probably drive other people crazy, but literally just snapped me out of it. She said, well, you just need to understand that you are always going to be my baby. And I'm always going to see you as my baby. And something changed in me. And I think she saw it, because, we look like two crazy animals looking at each other. Just like, and I remember feeling my face soften, my eyes soften. And even she kind of did. And then I just started crying, and I looked at her and I said, I am so sorry. I said, I never considered the fact that, I'm an only child. By physical law, I'm an only child. I adopt my siblings, okay? One is my actual cousin, and the other one is my best friend from like the last 20-something years. And it snapped me too. So if you're a kid out there, just try to put yourself in your parents' shoes, no matter what age you are. I have a younger cousin, and he's like, Auntie, I am so tired of my mom and dad telling me what to do. I just looked at him, and I was probably in my late 20s, early 30s by then. I just looked at him and I said, get used to it, because it ain't going to change. They're your parents. They're always going to tell you what to do. There's a limit, parents. Okay? But they're always going to tell you what they think is best for you, because they just want the best for you. And once I understood that, I got it. My dad still tells me what to do sometimes. He catches himself, and I'm like, it's okay. It's fine. But he will still tell me what to do. It's how life goes. So anyways, I love myself unconditionally, mother. The archetype of profound nurturing and service, the mother ensures that a loving embrace caresses all those who are in need of a tender touch. Boundless compassion shines down upon you through the guidance of the Divine Mother, and fertile abundance in all its forms awaits you with a reminder that you are so deeply cared for. All parts of you are welcome and celebrated here. You are being encouraged to open up to connecting with patient role models who may share their wisdom and guide you along your journey. You will discover profound blessings through acts of service and seeking ways to care for others. This becomes a growing cycle of nourishment and fertility for you and those you reach with your gifts. Anyways, journal prompt. How open am I to receiving care? How do I provide care for others? I'm going to actually post these cards and their journal prompts in the comments. Ooh, and the last one. I like that card. Don't dance in fire. She's not dancing in the fire. Okay, she's not on fire. She's behind the fire. But that would be fun. I know this is going to sound weird, but I've always wanted to dance in a forest around a fire. But this is California, so I do not recommend that. Maybe at a beach. Maybe on a beach. Okay. I used to love the bonfires when I was a kid. 25, the wild one. I claim my full expression. Oh my God, I love all these cards. I love all these cards. They fit everything I've talked about. And I just so want these cards to be a part of someone's healing process right now. So want it to be. The wild one is uninhibited, unencumbered, and weightless without the judgments and the expectations of others anchoring her down or anchoring them down. The chains that bind fall away and freedom is fully expressed. Truth is the guiding star here, and it permeates every inch, moment, and action. With this internal compass, forward motion is propelled by a desire for authenticity and determination to claim what is true, most true, and real. In a world that encourages sameness for safety at the expense of individuality, this is your sacred call to cast aside that narrative. Change the narrative. Do so for the sake of your soul's path. The wild one asks you to choose freedom, a freedom found in being forthright with declaring who you are in the highest expression of yourself. Deep down, you may have this feeling that someone has stayed locked inside you out of concern for what others may think or say should they find out about it. You have the key. Oh, we talked about the key last week. You have the key. You have the courage. You have the inner knowing of the ways your life will bloom and expand when this part of you is set free. So unlock the cage, release the chains, and welcome all of yourself to this experience of life. Oh my God, I love that card. Was that the proposal? T's talking about the movie with Sandra Bullock and Betty White. I've never seen that movie. I need to see that movie. Journal prompt. What do I need to release in order to more fully embrace my truest self? What do I need to release? You know what? I'm sure there's things that I have to release, but I think the biggest thing that I need to release right now is I'm not going to apologize for doing these perspectives anymore. I'm also not going to apologize for putting my shit out there. All right? Because, you have the key, you have the courage. This is my key. My key is think of me like the key master. I am here to hand you the skeleton key to every freaking door in your life that you have locked and lost the key to or thrown the key away to, so you can heal yourself, so you can find a way to heal yourself. Now, as a disclaimer, I'm going to say, I know there always has to be a disclaimer because you never know in this day and age. But what I do want to tell people is, if you are so afraid and nervous about unlocking that door by yourself, do not do it alone. Okay? There's professional help. You do not even have to go into an office now. They have, you can Google it. So, damn it, baby sibling. She's like, I'm holding you to that not sorry. Okay, sorry, not sorry. But no. But no, I think these cards are awakening a part of me realizing I can't call something my life purpose and then be sorry for it. Right? I mean, that's like saying, oh yeah, I've won like 1,000 Oscars. Oh, but I'm sorry that I ever decided to be an actor. No, that's stupid. No, you're not. I won a Pulitzer Prize. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm a writer. I won a Nobel Prize. Oh God, there's so many of those, right? But for science, I'm sorry, I'm a scientist. No one apologizes for that shit. Right? No, and I don't want to apologize for who I am anymore. This is who I am. This is me. This is what you're going to get. You're going to get the person that cries sometimes on the perspective because I am being raw and honest. You're going to get the person that drops swear words because, that's what I do. Not all the time, but when I get excited. You're going to get the person who's going to be passionate about certain subjects. And I may feel like I'm in your face, but I'm not trying to be. Sometimes I get so passionate, I forget that, I am talking to more people than just myself that I see in the camera. But that's what I want for everyone. I don't want everyone to be so afraid of being who they are. It's sad when you see, I remember being an insecure child. And it sucked. Because I was so afraid people would judge me. But I have people that love me now. I have my tribe, my sisters, my friends, my best friends, my family, and I am sure there's going to be more people coming into my life that I don't know. Maybe one of them will be the one. For fuck's sake, where are they? But, where is this person? But seriously, this is just who I am. Sometimes I crack jokes at uncomfortable moments, and I'm inappropriate at uncomfortable moments because I think a part of me knows, hey, we got to add some levity to this before it goes sideways too fast. And you don't want to lose people either by being so serious. I sometimes we watch these things where everybody's so serious. Everybody's just, yeah, okay. This is just me. One of the biggest compliments my father ever gave me about the perspective, sorry. Do not be dehydrated when you get passionate. It will make your throat tickle. One of the best compliments my father ever gave me is he asked me, so, how long does it take you to write the script for these things? And I'm like, what are you talking about? I said, I might write down an idea or two in my book, or maybe a quote, if I plan on quoting something, but I said, I don't write a script. He's all, Well, how do you know what you're going to talk about each day? It's like, well, I write one thing down and then I just go off the top of my head. I'm a chatty Cathy. What can I say? I know some people would disagree because when I get around people and I get nervous, I can't talk. But yeah, I you know what, baby sibling, I want you to hold me to that, because I feel like there are going to be times when I'm going to slip up and go, sorry, but I don't want to be sorry anymore. And the reason I'm sharing that with you is because I don't want you to be sorry for who you are anymore. We are amazing human beings doing the best we can every day on this planet. And, you know, sibling used to say that to me all the time, and I'm like, no. And I think a lot of times when I would say no, I was projecting. Because, you know, I couldn't fix myself, so I wanted to fix everybody else. That's a lot of times why we have people that like to fix people, because we feel so broken inside that we can't fix ourselves. So we just want to fix everything else around us, everyone else around us. And the only person that can fix a person is themselves. No one could fix me. People could guide me. People could give me good advice and give me some direction. And there were times when I truly, truly needed that. I super truly needed that. And I got it. But they couldn't change how I felt inside. They couldn't fix me. And I've learned that a lot in just the last 2 years with baby sibling and, you know, what she's gone through. And I was in so much of my own pain that I just kept trying to fix all of hers. And she's doing just fine without me. I mean, as far as fixing it. So now I'm just there with the theirs, and, you know, I don't push too hard. I try not to push too hard. Sometimes I might step out of line, but she'll put me right back in my place. But I think that goes for everybody. You know, don't just wake up on Wednesdays with a positive outlook. Try to wake up every day with a positive outlook. You really can change the vibration of your life. I'm going to go out on the limb and say that I am living proof that you can change really kind of the vibration and the trajectory of your life. I never thought I'd be doing this for a year and a half, but here I am, still going strong. And, you know, this whole deck from the Goddess box, I pulled 6 cards in the last 4 days. And every single one of them has hit home for me. So, just find the courage to be who you are. Everybody has that. Everybody has that. It is ingrained in you. It is within you. Sometimes it might be buried. Think of it as like a seed, right? A seed, you don't plant the seed on the top. You plant the seed in darkness. The seed grows in darkness, and then it starts to push through where it can see the light, and then it starts to bloom. And that's what's happening to me right now. I was this seed in this darkness for so long, but I wasn't tending to the garden the way I should have been tending to. And so the seed struggled and struggled and struggled because I was being resistant to change. I was being resistant to letting the things go that kept me safe. You know, last night I had a dream about zombies. Okay, now I didn't actually see a zombie. They were all outside, but they were trying to get in. And I kept thinking, okay, I keep getting locked into these places. What is happening? So of course I looked it up this morning, and there was kind of like, oh, maybe you feel dead inside. It's like, no, I don't feel dead inside. Then I found the perfect one. And it was, you are afraid of the uncertainties in your life right now. And that's exactly where I'm at. And it feels good to know where I'm at. Because everything is uncertain right now. Because I am going with the flow. The last 2 days would not have been how I would have planned my birthday. But I decided to just go with the flow and see what happens. And nothing went wrong. Because I just let whatever happen happen. You know, so sometimes it's just exactly what we have to do. We just have to let what happen. Sorry. All right, so let's do our Aloha challenge. Baby sibling, one of the boys, my nephew Landon, he made I guess a car of sorts. They had to do a science project, build something that I guess moves. out of whatever you find in the house. It was impressive. I mean, that thing went far. I mean, it was like one of those little boxcar race things, but like unfinished looking. But yeah, it had wheels. It had a little body to it. It was amazing. So, the Aloha challenge. Ooh, this one's going to be fun. Actions of Aloha challenge. Hashtag that when you do this. Make a list of your favorite local restaurants and share it with 3 people. Okay, I'm just going to put mine on social media. Make a list of your favorite local restaurants and share it with 3 people. I will give you my first one, Michelli's. I could do 2 on that one. Michelli's Studio City would be my number 1. Michelli's in Hollywood would be my number 2. And I have to think of a third one. So, okay. It's a Mars rover. We still have to find a balloon. See? I mean, I honestly didn't know, and I didn't ask. I should have. But it was perfect. And that thing rolled. That thing rolled faster than the Mars rover itself. But, which, by the way, if you're interested in that, if you go to Twitter, I think I don't know their handle, but it's like Mars rover NASA or something like that. It is kind of fun to watch. They will post videos, not every day, but whenever the Mars rover does something amazing and really cool. Like one day I got to watch the countdown and I saw the helicopter take its first flight, the little tiny drone thingy that they had. So if you're a science nerd, I am terrible at science, but I am a science nerd fan. It's really amazing to watch the technology that goes into some of these things. But yeah, make a list of your favorite local restaurants and share it with 3 people. I do have I have some favorite restaurants, but they're not all local. So I have to think on that one. But yeah, my top 2. Well, my top 1 is Michelli's in Studio City. I love that place. It's just hands down my favorite place to go eat Italian food in the entire world. So I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you so much for hanging in there. I know it was a long one, but you know what? Whatever needed to be said, and it was said. So have a great day. I will see everybody back here tomorrow, 8:30. Excuse me. I think I have to sneeze. Nope, I don't. 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, Facebook Live. I'm so sorry. I'll make sure I'm more hydrated tomorrow. But Facebook Live. And you can watch the replay on YouTube, usually by noon. Okay, so again, have a wonderful, wonderful day. I will talk to everybody tomorrow. Thank you for watching.